Big story, political. It's been dominating the front pages throughout the past week or so. About a week ago, I thought Bridget McKenzie was going to be okay. I thought pork barrelling, yes, it's rife in politics and she'll survive. Not quite sure right now. And if you look at the front page of The Age, once again, it's a Bridget McKenzie story. McKenzie faces probe over gun club grant. That's the splash head. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has asked the nation's top bureaucrat to review whether embattled Nationals Deputy Leader Bridget McKenzie breached ministerial standards by approving a $36,000 grant to a shooting club of which she was a member. The so-called sports rorts saga also threatens to drag Nationals leader Michael McCormack into the controversy as it emerged his son's country football club in the New South Wales Riverina received a $147,000 grant under the program. There's an editorial in The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald tomorrow which says, Mr Morrison, the minister needs to go. Ollie, do you think she'll survive?
No, Gleeso, and the PM should not have to defer this to his top bureaucrat. I think this is an unfortunate timing for the Prime Minister off the back of the bushfire crisis and the questions over his leadership. He needs to be decisive with this one. And pardon the pun for a moment, but the smoking gun was revealed, obviously, in the newspapers overnight into today, which was the fact that she had given this grant, this $36,000 grant to the rifle club of which she is a member. The fact that the PM has to ask the bureaucrat whether or not she is breaching ministerial standards and codes, it actually indicates he doesn't know what those codes are either. The PM really needs to get on that phone to Michael McCormack and say, sort this out. I know she's your deputy leader, but you need to sack her as the deputy leader of the National Party, and by extension she needs to leave Scott Morrison's cabinet. It's been dragging on for far too long, and unfortunately this, as I say, continues to weaken Scott Morrison's hold as Prime Minister.
And I think, Caleb, the problem for Scott Morrison is that he's trying to get on the front foot. We've seen a real paradigm shift this week in the way he's been trying to be very offensive when it comes to talking about the Royal Commission and the fires. But all the oxygen is being taken out of his narrative, his political and his economic narrative, off the back of this particular scandal.
I think it's quite sad. I mean, I think that Bridget McKenzie has a lot to offer, and I quite like her. And until this point, I was willing to defend her. I was here on Chris Smith's show last Friday saying that this is exactly what every other government in the history of this country has done. However, I think you breach every possible code of conduct and every rule when you are giving money to clubs to which you belong without declaring that. I mean, as a local government reporter, I sit through council meetings every week where they have a very strict code of conduct, and if they even have a whiff of an association with something, if they live on the same street as someone who has a grievance with an issue that they are talking about, they have to declare a code of conduct. Now, to be a Minister of the Crown and not declare that you are a member of a club that you are about to give $36,000 to is egregious. She knew. She must have known what she was doing. And it disappoints me to say this, but it's probably time she fell on her sword. You cannot be seen to be doing that kind of thing, and it's not even about being seen to do it. You just cannot do that kind of thing. It doesn't matter what side of politics you come from, what party you come from. I'm sure others have done it before her, but she's been found out, and it's about time she paid the price for that.